Okay, so we are now recording. Welcome everyone to the session of Map Time Davis. My name is Michelle Tobias. I work in Data Lab as a geospatial data scientist. And that is the group that helps support this, but also this series is brought to you by a number of people from both inside and outside the university who work to make this happen. We call the Map Time Davis Council. I'm one of them, Naomi's one of them, Alex is one of them, and you may see a few other folks come in today that also help make this possible. We today have Naomi Kalman here. She is I'm trying to think what you call it, a consultant. She runs Valley Spatial, which is an organization that partners with other organizations to do good work with spatial data. And so today she is going to be talking to us about differences in finding things between ArcGIS and QGIS. And I'm excited for this workshop because she's going to show us a ton of stuff. We're going to try to get through as much as possible, but there also will be a reader available for the stuff that if we don't get to everything. But yeah, so ready to go?
Yes, thank you for that introduction, Michelle. Thank you. I'm really happy to be here today. We have a link to data up here and a PDF version of my gigantic reader that has screenshots. My suggestion would be, and I'm going to take a little survey, but my suggestion would be the data is there for you to play along, but I'm planning on going pretty fast. So if you are really good at one program and are looking at another, you might want to open up the data in the thing that you are not good at so we can play along together. But if you're not good at either program, I suggest just watching and playing along, just see where everything is. So that brings me to my first question. Thank you for being here. This is an introduction to desktop GIS. It's not an introduction to, it's a comparison of desktop GIS in two very popular environments. I'm going to come over to, you can kind of see my reader here, maybe, but this is for.
Go back to that URL just.
Oh, sure.
Just typing it.
Yes.
One of the downsides of this room is we don't have whiteboard markers right now. So.
Well, I can go off the cuff on this, but so this was born out of my need. I'm a longtime art user, started in 7 in the late 90s. I've been all the way through ArcMap and to Arc, which is being retired. And now we're in ArcPro and trying to move more into the open space realm for a number of reasons, which maybe some of you have encountered all of these reasons, licensing issues, other people not using it, something that QGIS does better than ArcGIS. There's reasons to use both, and I think both applications are great. But when I open up one or the other, sometimes I get a little stuck. And so I made this workshop to help anybody else who suddenly has a client or a project in the platform they're not used to using. You can open it up and do some basic stuff. So that's where this workshop comes from. It's not an endorsement of one over the other. It's actually like, can you believe we have these two things that we can use? Because it's pretty amazing, really. So my question is, do we have any brand new, never used GIS people before the audience? Okay, we got 2 here, 3 here. Any online? I'm
suggesting right now that we use their option.
And then after that question, the next is, do we have anybody who, like me, mostly uses Esri products, ArcMap or ArcPro? Okay, that's almost the whole room. And how about QGIS? We got a some and we got a, okay. Okay, so we've got everybody here. So this is great. This makes me happy. Online people, I'm sorry, I got the windows open.
They're not answering, so it's okay.
Okay. Okay, so this workshop is for all of you. So if you, like I said, if you would like to get that data from the data file, play along in the one that you don't know how to do. That's great. Otherwise, just watch and hopefully learn something. So I'm going to go a little bit out of order here because I think I bit off more than I could chew in my workshop. My goal was to talk about opening the software, then looking at the map interface, Then add the data to the map. Then symbolize the data because the programs pick default colors for you and you won't like them. How to label things. Then creating and editing features, creating and editing attributes for those features, and then making a map layout. If I talk like one of those Alvin and the Chipmunk things and just go, we might get through all of that. So the things I really want to get to are the software, the map interface, editing and editing features and attributes. Those are like the three big things to like do work. And hopefully we'll get to labels. We probably won't get to labels, but symbolizing we can do, and I might be able to show you a map layout. So that's, we might go out of order, but it's all here in the reader if you want to get it later. And that is in that link. There's a PDF. Okay, everybody ready?
I'm gonna switch to screen share.
Switch to, am I not sharing my screen yet? Okay, let me share my screen. Thank you, Alex. Disabled participant screen share. We love Zoom.
Yes. And C Davis is locking down a bit. Okay, it should allow you to share now.
I'm gonna just
I would recommend just sharing that one.
share my whole screen.
And whenever you switch to, they'll see it.
Okay. All right, you guys can see my reader. I've been happily scrolling through my reader. Can you see it now with the outline and everything?
It was visible before. And it wasn't so clear.
Okay. So I wrote this using QGIS 3.24. The version on here is 3.34, so it might look different. And I used ArcPro too. And there's this brief thing on where the files are. So this is slightly important. If you are going to play along in Arc, Arc's going to make a lot of files and folders for you. So you'll need a place to put them. So if you want, if you're going to be following along in Arc, make yourself a folder or place to save all your Arc stuff. This is what mine looks like. I have this, I put it on the desktop just for, and then I accidentally did it too much. So I have my Arc NQ 2024 folder, and in there is the data, and that's got, well, you see a ton of files. That's because they're shape files, and a GeoJSON, a KMZ, and then a copy just in case I mess up while I'm doing this real time. But you guys don't have the copy, you just have one. Right, so that's kind of the data structure. Like I said, I'm going fast, but really please ask questions because you may know a button or a tool, or I may just be going too fast and stop me. So the first thing we're going to do is open the software, which this is how I open the software. I go in my Windows and I hit search, and I either have to type QGIS or I get rid of the Zoom controls, or they're just up there.
No. And click off the volume.
So this is open now. You're in. You have an untitled project. You have this splash screen, and if you had made any recent projects, they'd be here. And if you want to make a new project, new empty project, it's down here at the bottom, and there's a bunch of news. It's a new empty project. So I'm just gonna click on this or double click on it, and it opens. So that's it. That's where we've opened it. It's not saved anywhere. So you have to go to this save button here on the top or the project and save or save as to make it saved. So what you'll notice, well, what the first thing I noticed, none of the panes that were there on my computer are there. So what we have in here is, oh man, this is.
You can drag it to the bottom.
What we have now, do we have people who worked in Microsoft Windows before they went to all the ribbons? Are you guys familiar with all this toolbar stuff? Okay, because this is how everything used to be in the before times. You have menus from which, and the menus are organized kind of like a Microsoft you know, like when you're in Excel, all the ribbons. So they're organized. These are things about the project, how to save it. These are things about editing. These are things about your map view, right? So, and so on and so on and so on. And then we have these things that are called toolbars, and these toolbars have buttons on them, and the buttons do cool things to your, so some of them are project related, but some of them are like right now, this little pointer dude is activated, and that's how you pan your map. There's nothing on there you can't see, but this one changes it, and now you're gonna make a rectangle, you zoom somewhere. Right, so there's toolbars for all kinds of stuff. So this one up here is project. This lets you zoom around. This one, you can see these, I don't think you can see them. There's these tiny little, like 3 buttons here, and you can drag them around and arrange them. So that's the selection one, this one, data editing, there's a bunch. If you need to look at them. Okay, so the easy way is to, I'm gonna right click here in this gray area. Here's a list of all of the toolbars. Turn them on and off. There's panels too. Those are these things. There's the browser where you can add data. Here's where all the layers when you add them. As you do more things like have layers and you need styling, colors and labels, there'll be more panels that you can turn on and off. So that's kind of the general how the interface works. But if you can't find the button, it's in there. Usually if you right click on something, you'll get, you can mouse over a lot of things. You can verify, oh, it does it even though I'm on Zoom. So this says new temporary scratch layer. I don't know what that is, but you can get the tooltips, like everything else. So this is how this interface looks. And when you make a new project, it opens it up. There's no licensing. There's no overhead. But you do have to save it somewhere. So I'm going to click the save button. It's going to pop up. Where do you want it? On the desktop. Sorry, I unzipped something. So I'm going to put it right in here, and I'm going to call it MO project. And the project itself, oh, I remember. Easy. Okay, so this is in my Arc Q24. It's like in my main folder, and I'm just putting it in the top of my main folder, and I hit save. So now anything I add to this, any layers I add and how I color them, any tools, customizations, map layouts. So okay, so this is called, what is this called? Your map canvas. Yes. And if you actually make a map to give to someone, that is called a layout. So if you have layouts, it's saved in your project, all that stuff, anything you customize in your project. And so every time you open it up, it's all there together. Okay, so that's QGIS. Any questions? I'll probably get to it if I haven't.
So the equivalent of a data frame from ArcMap world would be Canvas?
Yes. Yes. Okay, I forgot to ask that. Any other ArcMap? Your ArcMap? Okay. Have you used Pro?
I'm getting there.
This will be good for you.
Yeah.
You'll like this. Okay.
Lupe is mentioning in the chat that there's something weird going on with the audio, so maybe just try talking a little louder and let's see if that solves it.
Okay, we'll talk louder. Okay, so this is QGIS. I'm going to try to open both applications at once. They don't always like that, but anyway. You can see my screenshot looks a little different because I had some other things open, all customizable. Okay, so creating an ArcPro project. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come here to search and, well, it's already in recent, so. Okay, so ArcPro is a little bit different. ArcPro makes a lot of files for you. So when it opens, you have a similar kind of splash screen. Our update available already. Some things on the bottom. If you had recent projects, they would be listed here. And then you've got all these things that you can open. We're gonna make a new project that says map. And when we do that, it's going to create, you can make a little folder for it and everything. It's going to create a whole project that is the project itself, like similar to the QGIS project. And then it's also going to make a default place to store your files, a default geodatabase. It's going to make a default toolbox. So if you make custom tools, you stick it in there. A bunch of files, I don't know what they are, but it's going to store it all in a folder. And so sometimes it seems like a little extra overhead or confusing, but there's a reason. And then that reason is that Arc generates a ton of files. So it's helpful to accept that default and let them just create the files within your project so you can find them again. You have this option here to start without a template. Like if you literally just want to look at something and then close it, it won't create all those extra files for you. But I don't suggest that because it goes somewhere deep in your user temp and then you can't find anything. So I suggest just make a project and then delete it if you don't need it. So somewhere here in the guest document, this is their default space. So again, I'm going to call this a demo project. Okay, and my location, I'm going to, I click the down arrow, I'm going to browse. Quick access has my desktop. And I'm going to put it in that Arc and Q 2024 folder. So, and then I have this option checked to create a folder for this project. I'm going to hit OK. Are you guys online hearing me okay now?
I think, but yeah, Lupe said that it seems like when you drop your voice to like when you're not as loud, then it makes this weird sound.
What if I try this?
Yeah.
Just like,
I think as long as you're speaking louder, it should be fine.
okay. Okay, so now we've opened Arc.
Question.
Yes.
In in ArcGIS, is there a way to refresh the not seeing the folder that I created when ArcPro was already open?
Yes, so the question is there a way to refresh the catalog here to see anything new? And that is a very common problem, so thanks for asking. Okay, I'm gonna get
a little curly Q thing in the.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to kind of this stuff in a minute, but in Arc you'll have this catalog pane, which is analogous here to the browser pane. And this folder here, this is in folders, it automatically adds just the project folder that you created with your project. So in here, we're browsing catalog, we're browsing your project. You can also browse your online portal, your computer, the favorites. So this is a very common problem in catalog. If you make anything, you have to refresh. It doesn't show here. So you go to folders and you right click and you hit refresh. And you can add a folder connection. I'll get to this later. I'm going to come back to this later. But yes, common problem. Do refresh. Okay, so this is popped open. We have our folder, and I'm going to show you in the Windows browsers. And if you come up here, I have data backup. But here's that QGIS project that we made. We save right in the top. And then you can see this demo project folder. That's what Arc made for us. And inside, there's the geodatabase, there's an index thing, .aprx, that's your actual file. So that is if you wanted to double click it on the computer and open it from your computer, that's what you're looking for. Okay, so your aprx is your Arc file, your QGIS is your QGIS file.
Am I a networker? You can't access the folder that I made with the project.
Can't access
Arc.
In Arc, and
did
I
you
created a new project, named it, said okay, and it's saying I can't find it. Network.
okay maybe try, and you made it through ArcPro.
Yeah.
Okay.
New project location.
I don't think I can,
I'll
yeah,
try to figure it out.
try another one. Okay, so we have we have the project. Something that you will notice is that in Arc, when you opened your project, see the map of the world. In QGIS, you did not see the map of the world. And that's one of the big differences here. We're gonna have to do a little something extra in Q to get some background images. And I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna do this live. Okay, I'm gonna have to read my own instructions. I can help. Okay, so now that we have everything open in our project saves, I want to go back to the interface a little. I showed you where all these browser, that we have panels here and you'll have other ones. You have the same thing here in Arc, except with annoying controls. So over here you have the contents. That's everything you've added. And over here you have your, right now you only have the catalog pane open, but you'll have other things when you start opening things and styling them. And all of these buttons, and this is what are these detail things, but all of these buttons here, you can float this so it's move it around, or you can dock it, or you can pin it on the side so it's out of the way, and then you have to and then you put the pin again and it comes back. You can close it all together. You can open other things and stack them on top. Let's see. I'm just gonna hit geoprocessing, and
If you
now,
close it, where do you get it back from?
so when you close it, you can get it back from the view
Yeah.
and get your catalog pane. You can come up here and reset the panes if you lost everything, which you may do. So you can pin geoprocessing and catalog, right? So you can mess with this however much you want, and then you can like drag it around and can you see this? You got all these like arrows. So I can put it on the top. I can put it on the bottom. I can float it in the middle. I found out you can like stack it on top of the other one, and then they look, I don't know. You can mess with this a lot, and then people lose their, okay, so now they're on top of each other, which I didn't even know I could do. But my preferred, oops, no, I don't want to calculate a field. I don't have one. My preferred is to dock it on, oh, look at that. I didn't even know you could do that. I'm just gonna go back here and reset my panes. Okay, and then I'll pin this back over. And this is something that can be really frustrating when you're moving from one to another and you don't know where your stuff is, because where's my labeling panel? Where's my style panel? Some of these things are dynamic when you add things, and some of them are not. This is the same here in QGIS. You can, this little teeny button here, there's an X, which means close it. And this little teeny button here is the undock it. So now you can move it around. And then you have some of these same options. You can put it on top. So now it looks like pane. You can, oh, now it's moving the whole thing. You can put it at the top, you can put it at the side, you can undock one. Put it, I don't know how to put it back. And how do you reset it again? I don't know. Okay. Well, so now it's browser and layers, but this is the sort of thing like that can, it's the same idea. You can put it over here, you can put it down here. You can mess with this. Oh, see, there we go. On the bottom. There we go. Now it's back. How it was. So mess with it. It's all customizable everywhere. And if you lose your window, and in here, if you totally lose your window, you can click over on these things again and turn on your panel. So here's layers panel, and I turn it off and it's gone. Layers panel,
Where are you getting it? You were right.
Right clicking in the toolbar area.
You can also get to those from the view menu as well.
Right, and I just turned on layer styling, so now I have a new thing opened over here. Yes, in your view menu, we have,
The panels and toolbars.
yeah, down here, panels, there's a list. Toolbars, there's a list. So you can do this however you want, and if you lose something, that's how you get it back. I lost my layers panel for a goodly amount, and I'll tell you, it's the attribute table. When we get to attribute table, that's where we really lost it. Okay, so where are we? We've made a project. We've messed with the buttons a little bit. And we customized the toolbars. Oh, here's something I want to show you. In ArcPro, here's one thing. So in QGIS, when you open it up, you have all these navigation tools here. You've got a pointer to drag things around, you zoom in and you can make a rectangle, or you can always use your scroll wheel, zooming in and out. I do that a lot. And if you didn't know this, you can hold down your scroll wheel and then pan. You can't see that happening, but it will happen here. Same behaviors here. You hold down the scroll wheel, pan, and it's always backwards from what I think, zooming out and zooming in, but you can roll it for zooming. But you will see that unlike QGIS and unlike ArcMap, there is no button for zoom to an area. You can add that so that I have to look at my. So we want to customize the ribbon under options. So I clicked this little arrow to get to navigation options. There's other ways to get to that. There's always another way to get to everything, but there we are. If you scroll all the way down in option, customize the ribbon.
Where do you get options from?
You can on this navigate, on map, on navigate, you can do.
Oh.
Okay, all the way down on your options, customize the ribbon. Popular commands. I'm gonna find it. Rectangle zoom in. It's called rectangle zoom in. And rectangle zoom in. Oops. Rectangle zoom in. Now I can't add that. I have to make a new. Well, I have to make a new group, I think. To make a new group because it won't let me. I don't. Very frustrating. It is grayed out right now.
Select something on the right first.
I have.
On the left.
Oh, right. I need to find my navigate. Sorry, guys. Nothing more exciting than watching someone else. Main tab. Use the main to be able to. Oh, that's probably on map. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so under map, navigate. Okay, and it's not going to let me do this because it tells me I have to custom commands need to add custom groups. Okay, fine. So I'm going to make a new group and I'm going to call it. Apparently I'm not going to call it anyway, anything, but I'm going to, I hit new group, I have new group, I have that, click add. I hit okay. And now I have on my ribbon, rectangle zoom in. Now I can say, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna go over there. So that's a handy button. That was a big, it's
Oh my gosh, that's not default.
not default.
Oh,
It's not default. This actually kept me from switching from map to pro for like 2 years. Cause I was like, I can't navigate. How am I gonna do this? But there's your rectangle zoom in button. You're welcome. Okay. And then I did not really talk about this, but yet, but you can see that there's that this works a little bit more like if you've used Word or Excel or any of the Microsoft stuff. There's ribbons up here, and as you tab through them, you get different buttons that show. So there's no toolbars like there are in Q, and they don't drop down menu. It's like it comes through, and it depending on what you click on. If I click on this, I have this vector tile layer option, and so then I can set some things there. But if I'm clicked on my map, I get different options too. So it's all dynamic. So if you can't find something, good chance is, I mean, there's a lot of Googling if you like can't remember where anything is at all, but good chance that you just need to activate something here in the table of contents. Okay. Any questions? We added the button. Okay, so clicking around the interfaces. Okay. Navigation in the interfaces. So if you want to go add some data. Oh, and you can click and drag these windows around. Okay. So here's where this browser here in QGIS, this is where you have, here's your it also acknowledges that you have a project and a project home, which is that folder. It doesn't make any new files for you. It's just when you make that QGIS, it says, oh, there's your project home, and it shows you everything, which is handy. And you can browse around your computer here, and you can add data from here. And that is pretty similar to here. It's going to be over here in catalog. Whereas this is your project folder. But you can also look at your computer along this tab and add stuff. And if there's this is only if you want to add things, like you right click on the folder, add a folder connection. My data is up here, not in my demo project. It's in this Arc and Q 2024 project. So I'm just gonna add this Arc and Q, like the whole folder to the folder. And now you can see it again has the demo project, but here's all my data. I click on it. So that's how you navigate on that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get to some interesting things. Let's add some data. Let's add some data. I haven't lost you guys yet. Okay. So we add some data. If you're doing something, if you're in Arc and you've got a shapefile or you have a geodatabase, you just click on whatever you want and drag it on in, and it will automatically zoom. It will draw your thing and it will zoom. Now, even if the default coordinate system in both programs is WGS 84. It's a world geographic, and it will automatically project your stuff on the fly to be in the right spot, provided that the projection is defined. Both of them have that same behavior. So up here, project home, data, it's confused about some of that stuff. Okay, campus food, and I can just take this, I think I can just take it and drop it. There you go. Okay, so same thing, just zooms right to it and draws it and gives it a default style. Very exciting.
I'm having trouble seeing the data in catalog. I've gone to that folder where data is, but then it's not showing me. Is it in the index? No.
Okay, so when, so the question is trying to get to the ARC. Having trouble seeing the data that was downloaded, so that could be because, again, the folder that is created by our catalog by default is the project folder that you created, and the data is not in the project folder because we didn't put it there. So you can either move the data into the project folder or right click on this folders in our catalog, add a folder connection, and then navigate to where that data folder is. So I went one above, but you can just do directly to the data folder also. You can add as many as you want. The data should be in there.
Got things like index, import, GP messages, backups.
Yeah, those are all in your project folder. So you need to go find the data folder and add that. Or put your data folder into your project folder and hit refresh. So I'm gonna keep going. To look, actually, the other place you can look is on your computer, wherever you downloaded it. Up on in the catalog pane, there's project, there's portal, which is your AGOL stuff. Excuse me. Computer, have it. And then, okay, so if you're playing along in Q, the same drag and drop. Okay. And so then now after we have things in there, well, thing. And you guys can see when I'm like, okay, so now we have like I said, a lot of this stuff is dynamic. When you add the thing, the layer styling turns on. So you've got this layers panel, and you can turn this on and off. This little, I don't know, is that a paintbrush? It looks like a broom to me.
Yeah. It's a paintbrush painting a rainbow.
It's a paintbrush painting a rainbow that you can see here. And so that turns on and off that whole panel. And you can pick, so we're going to skip layer. We're going to move on to symbols in a minute, but here's all your options here. Labels, there's a bunch of stuff here. And here, if you, rename it, you can click on here and click on the symbol. Oh, did I right click? Right click on the symbol and you can just change the color. Make them red dots, or if you double click, sorry. If you double click, it opens the properties. I forgot. Okay. Click here on campus food. Now you've got the symbology pane here, and it's a single symbol. We're not, and you click on the symbol itself, then you get into all the like, make them squares. You can make them hollow. Properties. You can change the color. So same thing here. If you go to the rainbow, you pick for hard on a laptop. You've got a simple marker. You've got all of these options. How big it is, the color, the outline color, the top style. That's probably more for lines, etc. So there's all your symbols. What's next? Okay, there's a lot of things. Oh, so what I'm showing you is I'm supposed to be showing you the interface. a lot of things you can get to about the layer. So if you right click in the layer panel, you can zoom to the layer. You can show the labels. You can open the attribute table. This is where you can toggle editing. So you can turn editing on and off for that layer. You can export the features, and you can get to the properties. The properties are important. Properties are very important. This is where you get things like the information. Where does it live on your computer? What is the coordinate system? What it's called, the extent, the field information. Now, what I like about QGIS, this is really kind of cool, is that you can come here into the symbology and you can mess with it right here. This isn't just a list. You can just change it. And my dim controls are, covering this up. Okay, and I can just hit apply and now it's changed. But that's kind of cool. You can get in with the fields. You can add and edit fields right here from the layer properties, which is cool. It goes on and on. Metadata, you guys, metadata, fill this out. A bunch of stuff. So that's all in the layer property. Really powerful, handy, important. Here also in Arc, you can go to the layer. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff too. You can open the attribute table. You can zoom to layer. You can turn on the labels. You can export. Exporting your data is under data export features instead of export. The metadata. If you go to the properties, a lot of this stuff is really similar, right? Like if you know that there's something there, you gotta go do it. It's very familiar. You can change the name here, and the definition queries, but it's not, you don't have that option to change the symbology, but a lot of the same stuff, you can't edit this either. So this is more like a summary for you rather than an interactive context menu. You gotta go find the editing places somewhere else. But it's organized the same and all of the same things are there. Let me hit cancel. Any questions?
I can't get at the data at all.
You know what? In about 10 minutes, we're gonna take a bio break. So maybe I can help you. Okay, layer properties, we got to that. And then we'll talk about where to find all your tools. Very similar, again, very similar. In QGIS, your tools are up here in your menus. We have vector tools for geoprocessing. So I just clicked on this major menu. Here's all the things you're used to doing. Buffer, clip, blah, 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 geometry tool. There are tons and tons of tools. And then there's a whole nother, if you go with raster, raster tool. And if you don't find the tool that you want, you can go search for things. It's open source and people build all kinds of tools. There's like tools galore. So, but the basic things will be that. So like if I wanted to buffer all these points, I clicked on vector, clicked on geoprocessing tools, buffer, and then you get a context menu that pops up. And this is where you'll put in all the information that you want, and then you'll click run, and it will make your buffers. In Arc, it's similar. You have to have something selected. You don't really have to something selected. And then you go to analysis, and you click on tools. You can click on tools, but you can see there's buttons up here, like here's your buffer, here's your summarize, spatial join. There's a bunch of things that you would use frequently, union, blah, 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 right here. if you want everything, you click on this tool. Excuse me. And that. Behaving weird. I messed with it. Okay. So geoprocessing, and you can arrange these just like everywhere. So you've got your favorite. Favorites is what shows up by default. Usually it's going to be something like this. These are very common because when you calculate fields, buffers, you want every toolbox that they have. Toolboxes, a lot. Maritime tools. Okay, there's some more. Maritime cartography tools. Okay, you can browse them that way, or you can search. So if I just want a buffer that has anything that has a buffer in it. If you're here on campus, your license gets you absolutely everything, like everything. And I highly encourage you to go play with stuff that is, I think maritime tools is probably not standard. And if you have, like, I have a regular license, I don't pay for the extra. There's some things I don't have, like a lot of the 3D tools, and then it'll show them to you, but I'll have a little lock next to it that says that you can't use it. This is paid software. So, and there are levels, but UC Davis pays for everything. It is really, really cool. So go play with it while you can. Okay. So what else was I going to show you? Tools. Okay, any questions about buttons, ribbons, tools? So we already added some data, but I wanted to show, actually this might be a good. I'm going to show you a couple more things about adding data, and then we'll take a little 5-minute break. Okay, so adding data, I showed you that you can drag things onto the map. If you're in Arc, if it's a geodatabase, and you can see it has a default, but we don't have anything in it. If it's a geodatabase or shapefile, you can just drag it right on. Anything else, you have to come over to the geoprocessing tool here, and then you have to ask it for, like, I usually just search, like, if it's a JSON. JSON to features would import a JSON file. Features to JSON would export. You have to go through the toolbox. It's not just can't. Some of it works, but you can't. There's no like converse import features, right? So you need to use the toolbox and let Arc do that for you. Whereas in QGIS, we have the GeoJSON, and I can just drag it right on. It's really handy. And I made a table in here, which is not totally, I didn't mean to show you all my comments. There we are. The table is incomplete. I need to come back to this. But what I was trying to show is, for example, you can read and write shapefiles easily in Arc and QGIS, which makes them a really good format for sharing, but really for nothing else. QGIS can now read geodatabases. I think writing is coming, but right now it's reading. You can read geodatabase is kind of the bread and butter that every world, and I think it's a terrific format. So it's good.
Question.
Yes.
So if it can't write, then you have to convert it to shapefile in order to modify it?
If you cannot write to the geodatabase, you have to convert it to something else. Yes. That was the question. So, the KMLs and KMZs, you can bring them in ArcPro, and you can export them out, but you can't edit. You can't like mess with them, as far as I know. I haven't messed a lot with GeoJSON, so this is kind of sparse, and I have not messed with geo packages, so this is one. these formats down here, getting into more, like spatial light data, Postgres, these are more. Really want to get into all the different kind of file formats, but QGIS is very flexible in terms of being able to, you can, in your browser, you can right click on Spatial Light, make a new, actually you can make a new database. And then once you have a database connected, which I can't really show it, but then you can come up here to the database tools and go to DB Manager. And I'll open up a whole, sorry, what these windows. Once you have a connection here in your DB Manager, you can interact with it directly. And you can read and write, and it's like you can do spatial queries and you can write results of your spatial queries, and then you can display what's going to be happening as a result in QGIS, and it's really flexible and powerful. So that's really nice. And Michelle, can I plug next quarter? We're going to have a spatial SQL workshop that Michelle's putting together, and it will show, we're going to get into the details of that. So definitely keep your eye out for that. Okay. In Arc, you have a lot of options for adding data. Map, add data. So Map Ribbon has add data. It's got a giant add data button. Click the little arrow. You have a lot of different options for adding data. And in catalog, it's the same. You can add data. You can add. This is what happens when you do things live and you suddenly can't remember. There is, oh, here, databases. Your project databases. There's that. If you right click, you can add a new database connection. And this is how you can get to your Postgres database. You can send queries and you can view the results, but you cannot write to Postgres that I know of. But I'm happy if somebody knows that you can, or if I'm out of date, then I'm sure they're working on it. It's a little more tricky, and I had a really hard time connecting to spatial light databases, which are really nice formats. So that's a little bit, that's a downside there. Okay. Anything else about? So we already added data. Oh, and I just want to show you. I showed you the add data button. If you don't want to drag and drop, or you need something more specific, there is this little thing that looks like 3 pieces of paper and a plus sign. It's the data source manager, and this will let you add. This has all of your options, and there are many. And it even has your thing to browse. And so this is where you can pick, if you are adding vector data, you can say what it is and browse for the source. So I click those 3 buttons, and here are my data. I just pick the shapefile, SHP. And it'll fill in a bunch of this stuff automatically. You can set the coordinate system, blah, 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 and then you can add it from there. That adds it again. So let's, I already said this about the coordinate system. The default coordinate system is WGS 84. If you want in Arc to change that, right click. This is not on the layer, not layer properties, but on the map up here in the contents, and right click on that, go to properties, and you can set your coordinate system. It will list everything that's in your map up here for layers. So if you have like 10 layers and one of them is in some state plane thing that you got from a county, then you can just pick that and your whole map will be in that coordinate system. You can browse for it yourself down here, or if you just leave it, it will project everything on the fly. But if you're doing a big analysis, you just get everything in the same, because it makes things go faster and reduces error. In Q, if you want to do the same thing, go to the project properties. Go up to the project properties, which I get to from menu, project properties. And again, it opens up these big menu of everything. And this is for the project, not the layer. Go to the coordinate reference system and select recently used. Usually your data sets will be on there, but currently we're at WGS 84. So that's the default, and you can change it here. Now remember, this is for the map, not your data. Something else if you're projecting your data. That's a whole other workshop. This is just to set your map. We are at you guys want to see, do you want to take a 5-minute break, or do you I'm not going to get to web map services. If you have a link from an online source, there's a way to do that there and just okay, we have a question.
The coordinate on the bottom of the QGIS screen, that is the map, not the data, correct?
Correct. The coordinate on the bottom on the QGIS screen, the question was, that's the map, the data. That's correct. And if you click on this, that's actually a button and you get your project properties. And you can change that, but that is the map, not the coordinate. Great question. Thank you.
Click it, I can change it.
For the map, yes. If you click it, you can change it for the map.
Coordinate text or which text?
I'm sorry.
Like, what am I clicking on again?
Okay, if you click on down here, do you see what's showing at the bottom? This, yeah. So if you hover over it, the button, you click on it and you get those project properties up again in the CRS, coordinate reference system. And that's where you can change the map coordinate system.
When I export data, etc., like where is the boundary between the map system and the data system? Like, where is that?
The boundary between
Sense, like, from where does it apply? Because there's some boundary where some things apply, some things don't, right?
yes.
So
Okay,
where's
so
that line?
okay, so where is the boundary between the map coordinate system and the data coordinate system? So each data set has coordinates and a definition of what those coordinates mean, and that is the data set coordinate system. And when you put it in the map reads that definition and knows where to put those coordinates. So the coordinate system of the data set stays with the data set, and the coordinate system of the map stays with the map. And when you export it, you can check settings to say, am I using the data set coordinate system, or do I want to use the map coordinate system and have it do a transformation on the way out? Because the data set itself is just a bunch of XY points, right? Like some of them are dots, some of them are connected in lines.
The map one is purely for our visual purpose.
The map is just purely for our visual purpose. Correct. Yes.
Okay, so changing the map one has no effect on anything real. As in, nothing fundamentally changes. It's just topmost layer.
You wanna?
I'll unmute so the folks online can hear. So it, yes, it is visual, but the place that it would impact something besides just looking at it on the screen is when you make a map, when you use the composer and you make a map to export, an image of your map. Then it does matter because you're altering your data and the relationships of your data because you're projecting on the fly. So you want to be cautious in that aspect of it. Like, yes, you are changing the visuals, but like if I leave my data in WGS 84 and I'm looking at a global data set, I've stretched my data at the poles big time. So I'm misrepresenting my data. So I would say that yes, it is visual, but it does have an impact on the data when you visualize it that way. Does that make sense?
Okay. In the context of like manipulating data, etc.
Correct. In the context of manipulating data,
like doing
The
operations?
map coordinate system has no effect on the data itself. It is a cartographic tool, so it is important that you think about it. And it can be, like, you want to make, well, this is gonna be a whole workshop. You want,
We do have a coordinate reference system workshop.
yeah, you want to be cognizant when you're doing your analysis that the coordinate system that you're using is appropriate for, because every coordinate system introduces some sort of compromise with distance, direction, whatever. But your question is the data set and the map, totally separate. The data set has its information stored with it, and the map reads that information and says, okay, I know where to put it. And I will draw it like this. You can have everything in WGS 84, but you want to make a pretty global map in Robinson or, you know, something else so that the poles aren't stretched. It'll just say, okay, well, I know where those coordinates are. I'll draw it different for you, but I won't change them. I'll draw it for you different, but I'm not going to change them. It is separate. I hope that answers your question.
Do you know what checked on the fly means? It's all it's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I should know how far that changing reached, but
Yeah, and then, so when you are, I don't know, I assume all the buttons are there in Cuba. I know in Arc, if you are, exporting data, actually, if I was exporting this, export features, so I can tell it what it is, where I want it to go. And then when I go to environments on this side, if I wanted to change that coordinate system on the way out, I'd set it here. And then instead of projecting on the fly, it's actually going to do the math and transform those coordinate systems from the new data set from the original data set to the new data set. I'll say, I want this in UTM-10. I'll have to go here and pick UTM-10. And then the output will have that new coordinate system stored with it. But it won't do it. Just changing in the map does not do that step. Okay, so let's take 5 minutes and then we'll pause the recording. Yeah,
Welcome back, everyone.
Grab and go. GNZ, what is that?
okay, so let me tell you, really, that's a great question. The question is, what is grab and go KMZ? So the data set we're using here, I made for a workshop a couple of months ago. That was just supposed to be a quick and easy something that shows lunch spots around campus. So if there's a place on campus where you can go grab a sandwich already in a package and go pay for it and walk out the door, I put a dot on the map. Okay, so that's what this data set is. I made it all errors on my own. So that's what we're going to do here right now. We're going to work on this data set just a little bit. So the first thing you might want to do is look at the attributes in this data set. So there's a couple ways. This thing is going to make me absolutely crazy. Sorry, guys. So to get to the attribute table, with your map, with your layer activated in the table of contents, I think it's under view. No. Data. Sorry. Okay. There's stuff specific to this feature layer, right? Again, the ribbons are dynamic. Labeling's here. Data. You can open the attribute table. You can also, in your table of contents, right-click, open the attribute table. The attribute table in Arc likes to dock down here where I put my. Okay, so you can see that there are 8 data points all listed down here. None are currently selected. It's got a name. It's got some things about it. This was for a leaflet workshop, so there's a link to these. This is supposed to be a link to pop-ups and all this other stuff. Don't really need it for this. For this, we just need the location and the name. Excuse me. Okay, so if you click on a feature, in the attribute table, the feature will select on the map. I don't know if you can see that. It's up here selected. If you go down here on the bottom of the attribute table, the selected features, you can see just the selected features. I had like 3 selected features and I'm not really sure where they are, or I wanted to do something to one of them. I can click on it in the go to selected features and click on it, and then it is yellow highlighted. You can do things just to the highlighted features. That's kind of cool. Okay, in QGIS, things are very similar. I'm going to remove one of these because I don't need it. So here in the layer panel, I think wait, I have 3 of them now. This is the GeoJSON. I'm going to remove that one too, just to keep this. Great. Okay, so if I right click on this, there's attribute table. There's also a button up here on the toolbar. I don't remember what this toolbar is named, but this is a handy identify features, field calculator, right? So open attribute table. Okay. So open attribute table, you see the same things. Now, I will give you a word of warning here. If you remember that the layers, they're just pointers to the data on your computer, right? So currently we have QGIS and Arc right now pointed to the same layer. So sometimes they fight. Don't do this. Don't open the same thing in 2 places. It's not a good idea. It didn't seem to mind with the styling or adding features, but when I got to editing the attribute table, like Arc had a fit. So if everything has a fit, that's why. Okay, so here we have very similar. You can select something and then you've got these tools here within your attribute table. You can do you can select with an expression, you can filter them, you can zoom to them. That's handy. Oh, I still haven't showed how to. Okay. You can show all the features, show selected features, visible features. You've got a lot of options here. Okay. So that's the attribute table. Now let's say we're going to work in Arc for just a minute because I forgot to do the plugin, which is very important. Oops, I don't want to delete the data. I do not.
Lets you edit without turning on editing.
Thank you for asking, Alex. It lets you edit without turning on editing. Yes, in fact, it does. And so to fix that, thank you. That's the default behavior. And no, I don't think it's a good idea. I know. Not good default behavior.
It's only a table though, right?
Well, the table's the data, right? So
Weird. Huh?
So here's what we have to do. So you see this, if you go to the edit ribbon, you have this save, discard, blah, blah, blah settings. Hang on, I'm gonna look at my notes because this is you have to turn on editing things. So we have to go back to the options. We have to go to editing, and then we have to turn on the setting that says enable and disable editing from the edit session, and then it will add a button for us. So here, the little arrow again gets us out, gets us to the options. Editing. And it's way down session. Enable and disable editing from the edit tab. Okay, so you click that and hit OK. And now, did you see my ribbon change? Now there's this edit button here. Looks mechanically different. This is different than ArcPro. This is different than, I'm sorry, this is different than ArcMap. This is different than QGIS. In my opinion, very important to add this button because otherwise you see what I just almost did. I almost deleted my data by accident. When I was trying to click zoom to, I clicked delete and yeah, so now I turn on an edit session and I get things. I can turn off an edit session and I will no longer see this button here, delete highlighted. It is now grayed out. I cannot accidentally delete. I mean, I can still turn on an edit session and accidentally delete my data, but it's less likely. Yes.
And these edit preferences are only for this project session, right? It won't carry over to a new project.
No, when you add that, it is saved like with your user profile. So it should in other new projects that you open be there by default. But I am logged in as somebody else on somebody else's computer, so it wasn't there. So, but the next time, if I close this and make a new project, it should still be there because it's deep in those settings. Yeah. Did you have a question?
I just want to say, like, so the default, they're assuming you're an expert and you just want to be able to edit at will. And they leave it just on all the time, editing on all the time.
Editing on all the time by default, yes. I don't know if that assumes expert or not, but I think there must have been some reason for it.
That was, the experts are like, turn that off now.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, and this is why I made a copy of my data before I started this, because even with being able to manage my edit session, I will delete my data. Like, it's a thing that will happen. So. Okay, so I showed you that button, that's important. So now, we do want an edit session going, because you know where else you can grab a sandwich? You can grab a sandwich at Trader Joe's. So let's add a feature. So let's go under edit and we'll start editing. And now that we're in this, we've got campus food highlighted. That's the one we're going to work on. We've got all these options here in our edit ribbon. We're going to go to create a feature. And when we click on that, a new pane opens here, create features. And you have these templates. I find this very confusing, but so just go with it. You get a template, your thing is campus food, and you select campus food. And did you see now I have options under campus food? These templates help you if you have categorical data and you have everything colored by category and you were going to add a new thing, you can pick which category and then it's like automatically will label for you. If you have something complicated in your geodatabase like subtypes or data dictionaries applied or whatever, these templates help you enforce all of those rules as you create your data and manages some of that stuff for you. If you have 15 layers on here and you want to edit, and I don't at the moment, but I have had many, I want to add a point on one layer, all of these layers will show up and you can pick which layer am I talking about? Or do I want to add a point or what? Okay, so for doing something simple, it seems overly complicated. For doing something complicated, it's pretty nice. But all we need to do here, templates, we pick our layer, and then this is the add point. Okay, and Trader Joe's is right here. So I click on this to add a point, and I click right here. Okay. Now, it didn't give me the option for attributes. Where are my attributes? Well, that's a great question. There's a button up here on your ribbon that says attributes. And it will open another pane. And you've got this one selected. You can change that. And you can give this a name. Call this Trader Joe. Okay. And then you can apply. Okay, and I'm just going to show, we're not going to get to labels. I'm sorry, but we'll just show you really quick. Labeling, I'm just going to turn on label. So now it shows up. We go to, the thing is here, the ribbon has labeling. You just turn on this button or you can right click and turn it on. Now we've added Trader Joe's. Now this is exciting. But when you add, go back here to the edit ribbon, you have to save your edits. Like if you're messing with the save the edits separate than saving your map. So I have to save that. Then it'll ask me, what did I edit? Because I haven't done that before. Yes, I edited campus food. I know that. But like if I had 3 layers in here and there was one listed that I didn't mean to add something to, then I can say, oops, no, don't do it. Save that. Okay, so now we've added one and we've added an attribute, and when you open the attribute table, I will just right click on the attribute table. Right, then now we have a new one here. Got a point and it says Trader Joe's and it doesn't have all this other stuff because I didn't put it in. But if I wanted to, I'm editing, I can just type right in here and do it. So I could just, I don't have anything to put in there, but. All right, so if we go over to QGIS, hopefully they won't fight.
Let me just ask a quick question on,
Sure.
Pro. How did you initiate the adding of the new point? I've got edit and I've got the
On the,
layer selected.
yeah, so the question is show again on the how to create a new point. So edit, ribbon,
Yep.
and then here create.
Turn off the edit session.
I'm gonna push my luck.
That's why they don't get along.
So in QGIS, well, the first thing I need is the background. We're gonna go back up. Okay, so we're gonna go back a couple steps. This is back up in my reader about the interface. It's all written in there. As you can see, there's no background map, the default. You need a plugin for this. So you go to plugins and you go to manage and install plugin. I'll lose my mind, Michelle. Quick Map services. Is that the one? That's free.
No, no.
On Zoom.
The Zoom bar's also wacky right
Okay. Fine. Fine.
Showed to everybody online. It didn't show to the people in the room.
Okay, so there's this plugin called Quick Map Services. And hopefully I have install privileges.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
TVs are frozen.
So maybe that's why.
Yeah, well, then I'll take the chance. Can I, so in Arc, that map that you had up there, that was not something that that was that like a background map that you imported? I've never used Arc before. So that was something that it was a map that you made and you input into there. It wasn't like a background map.
Oh no, this is a background map here in Arc.
Okay.
So let me show you in Arc. Is it working now? It is not working. Okay. So we're gonna pause for tech because you can't see it here. I can see it online apparently, but
So when you say like you're adding a point, and you're adding data, you're manually adding the word, like it's like word data and it's potentially adding coordinates. I work in completely separate mapping stuff. So is that what's happening when you saying you're adding data? You're like just adding the word Trader Joe's and it'll collect coordinates?
yes,
Okay.
that is what's happening in the coordinate system that you defined for your data set, right? So WGS 84 is World Geographic System, and it's just latitude, longitude, right? So when I make a new point in my data set, the software knows, okay, this is going to be in latitude, longitude. I know where your clicker is in latitude and longitude. I hit click and it grabs those coordinates. It puts the coordinates, it's invisible to you where it stores those coordinates, but it's stored because you can see it on the map. And then it puts a row in that table where you can describe.
Okay, so that background map, like we were saying, is just completely for your own visual.
Yes.
And so that you know, but even though, okay.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, but I want.
How many GIS people does it take to make a screen work?
I don't know how to do any of that.
This is a brand new setup, like this only got installed last week, I think, so we're learning. Why it suddenly shut off, I don't know. honestly thought that the choke point would be the computer itself, not the display.
No, I think
They use the
think I-
TVs inside.
Is that background map able to show in, QGIS?
yes, that's what we're trying to,
That's what you're trying to show.
but then
Yeah, mine's not showing up, so must be.
so you have to add a plugin and then do a whole thing. Yeah, so that's what we're, but it's not.
Oh, darn.
I mean, I added the plugin, but you guys couldn't see it. It's fine.
So where is the plugin? Oh, there it is, plugin.
Yeah, so plugin, and then you'll search for quick map services, if anyone's playing along, and then you'll install that.
Search. Oh, it's called what?
Quick map.
You may just have to huddle around the computer for the end of
Quick map
this.
services.
Too bad.
Double click on quick map services. Oh, install plugin.
Okay, yeah, so then there's another, then you go to web, I'll show it, and then you go to web, quick map services. And then it'll have a bunch of, we should have more options, but if you go to OSM. And then click that.
Oh my gosh. That's cool.
It's cool, but yeah, this was my big stumbling block getting to Q was like, okay, but everything works the same, but where's my background? Like, how does this work? So it was quick back services and once you, and I called Michelle. That's what I did. And then I thought, I need to give a workshop. So quick map services, once you have that installed, if you go up to the toolbars at the top, the menus at the top and go to web, it should have quick map services listed under there. And then I use OSM for OpenStreetMap. Makes a nice background. And we're giving an OSM workshop in 2 weeks.
Yes.
2
Yeah.
weeks. Vanessa, I don't know how to pronounce her name. But she's with Green Info Network and she's been an OpenStreetMap contributor for years and has done lots of these workshops. And she's going to show us how to edit data in OpenStreetMap, which is, I'm just feeling, it's super cool. It's an open background data. So anyone can go in there and put your house number or map your local park or all the little book boxes everywhere. There's even places in the world where there's really very little data and you can go do humanitarian street mapping in the wake of natural disasters if there's areas that haven't been mapped and people need help responding. So it's a great little, it's not little, it's amazing and it's huge, but for me, it's fun to go like map my school.
So I'm going to call it on the screens for today. So I think what we should do potentially is we can turn the laptop sideways and we can just use the huddle around method for the in-person folks because there are not that many of us in the room.
Well, and the other thing is the reader's up as a PDF. So if you want to look at that,
Could we just also get on the Zoom?
Yes, yeah. So that's another option too. So you should have gotten an email when you registered, whether it was in person or for Zoom. It should have sent you the Zoom options. So if you can dig out that email, then you can join the Zoom and you can see it from there. But for folks who don't have that handy, we can maybe kind of huddle around the computer for full of folks who want to do that, just so you can see.
Turns.
Yes, we can also turn it down. Yes. But yeah, so this room is fun.
I did say I was going to push my luck.
Yeah, well,
Apparently the computer decided it no longer has external displays.
yes, and we don't know why.
You could reboot it, but
No, whatever. I think if everyone gets into the Zoom.
Yeah.
Or
So-
reads along, it'll be fine.
Is for folks in the room, do you have the Zoom option? Is that working for you? Is anyone not able to do it that way?
Zoom up, what do you mean?
So
Not projecting here anymore?
big guy.
no,
I think
join the
that's-
Zoom.
Run into this.
computer.
Oh, yes, I can let you in.
You you signed up, you should have gotten an email with them.
If you use Google Calendar with the email address you sign up for, it'll also be in your Google Calendar.
Can hide the panel.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, we learned new things today.
I learn new things.
A little late.
Now I don't have anything that tells me that, there's questions in the chat.
That's all right. I'll take
All right,
Are we good
so
with that?
folks I'm sorry for the folks online, you probably couldn't. Can everybody see what I'm sharing now? Okay, great. So we were in the middle of adding the Quick Map Services plugin. So I installed it. The way I got to it, I went to plugins, manage and install plugins, and Quick Maps, I searched, and I installed it down here. And now if I go to web, Quick Map, can't talk, Quick Map Services, OpenStreetMap. Here we go. Now we have the background. And if I want to recenter this, I can right click, I can zoom to the layer. And here is everything. If I want to turn on my labels really quick, over here in label styling, pick single labels because we're just doing this, and I'm using name by default. So now you can see all this. So if I want to add a point here in Q, I need my, this one over here is, I think this one's my editing toolbar. Yeah. So here's this pencil, toggle editing. So I turn that on. That's default behavior. And then when you turn it on, it activates more options. So this little thing that looks like a constellation and a star, this is add a feature.
My pencil isn't like lit up where I can't click in.
So make sure if your pencil is not lit up, make sure that in the layers, if you can see on the screen down here in the layers panel, that you have activated the campus food layer so that it knows which one you're talking about.
Mine came up as like a map of the world.
Okay.
Is that because I didn't download the information to begin with?
Correct. When I put in if it comes up as the map of the world, that's the default setting.
Yeah.
If you drag in a data layer, it will
Then
go
it will
to
get-
that
okay.
data layer. So
Okay,
if you
cool.
haven't done that,
Sure.
okay, so if we're adding a point here, we click on the for add point, and then you can see my cursor looks different now. I'm gonna put, I don't remember where it is. I think it's somewhere down here is Scrubs Cafe. And this is not verified. I don't know if there's one which is down there, but I'm just gonna guess. And we're gonna put in Scrubs Cafe. You'll notice what's different here in QGIS is that when you make the point, it pops up that dialogue that says, okay, what is this? You have to enter an attribute as you go. A little bit different, all very similar. You'll get there. Okay, question.
Have you ever used the data entry forms?
Have I ever used the data entry form? I have not used the data entry form. So if we have time afterwards, I don't want to fumble through that live, but I'd love if you'd like to show us. That would be great.
I just wanted to point it out because you talked about how to do data dictionaries and enforcing in Pro.
Mhm.
And you can set a data form on a layer in QGIS that would have the same effect.
Okay, so Alex, if you couldn't hear, Alex said that you can set a data dictionary and a form on a layer, so it will have similar behavior and controls while you're entering data, adding new points.
The folks who are in the room and joining Zoom, turn off the volume on your physical computer so it doesn't echo. We learned that last week, I think, or the week before.
So now that we've added this one,
Just mute your own speakers.
if you've added the form, then you'll see it here on the data table.
Button on the.
He's stuck in full screen.
We're just gonna start out with technical. So any questions at the moment about adding a feature or adding an attribute? Now, if we wanted to add,
Can you add polygons or just point data?
can you add polygons or just point data? You can add each individual data set. You can't mix data types. So if I wanted to make a polygon, I'd have to make a new data set and put polygons in there. And then yes,
In like a separate layer, but you could have, so you could have both in the same project.
yes, yes. So the project container that has my maps and all my symbologies and every layer that I've added, the layers point to data sets. You can have as many layers and as many data sets, and you can even add the same data set over and over. And so if you want a polygon data set, you have to make a new, like not add a new layer, but you have to make an entirely new data set that holds that geometry type. And yes, you can do that. And if we have time, I'll even show you. But I don't, we're very close on time.
Yeah,
So
so,
that's,
If you're, when you get to a transition point, we had a question online, which I think is a good wrap-up question about, like, if you know, just from your perspective, if you could compare the pros and cons of both programs, given that you've done all this work to look at how to do everything in all these things. So whenever you feel like that's a good time to answer that one.
okay. Okay, so we have added a point, and as you can see, there's some indications here that we need to save our work. So again, this is separate from the project and the styling. You have to save the edits. You have to save that point separately with your data set. So you see this little pencil on top of my save. I'm going to save that. Okay. What?
I got hung up on Zoom stuff and didn't see how you added a new point campus
Okay.
in QGIS.
In QGIS, to add a point, there's, we're just gonna show it again because there's a lot happening.
Okay, let me-
There's this editing toolbar, and you click the single pencil to turn editing on. And then, it'll activate this thing that looks like 3 points and a little star. And then you can add whatever you want, and it'll pop up a dialog to enter your data. Okay, so we've added a point. We have questions about adding points. Okay, let's add an attribute. Open this attribute. I'm in Q, so I'm staying there. Open the attribute table. Right now we have the name, we have the description thing. If I wanted to add more information, like for example, that the point is on campus or off campus, because now we have different kinds of categories. I can add another field to hold that attribute. In here, there's this whole, you got a menu and a menu. So it's not the field, organize, new field. It's this. Okay. Zoom. It's this tiny little button here that's blue and it's got like a pencil and a star maybe. If you click on that, it'll ask you what kind of field, what do you want to call it? So we'll just call it on campus. And we want it to be text. And this is not what I did in my reader, but we don't have time. So the length is going to be 10 is fine because we're just going to write yes and no. Okay. And when you hit OK, now you have a new field. Does everybody see? Okay, and because we are editing, I can just click in a cell and I can type no. And if I want to select a lot of them, select features using an expression. Okay, so then we can go to this is something that you will probably do often in both programs, selecting by an attribute. And so I'm showing you this interface because you'll get to it a lot. If you want to search by a field, you go to this, there's all these categories here in the middle. fields and values. So now our field on campus, I'm gonna double click it and it's putting it over in the left on this expression builder. And I want to select all of them that we haven't entered an answer for. So I'm just gonna type in is null. Okay. So in Q, you kind of need to know how to, they'll give you hints on the side. But you need to know a little bit about how you're gonna type in this expression. And then you can select features down here. I click this button that says select features. And then if you look in the attribute table, you can see what got selected. So that's great. We got the right thing. I'm gonna hit close. And then I can update all of these values at once with my field calculator, open field calculator. And so my field calculator, it says only update 9 selected features. If I don't want to create a new field, I'll uncheck that. And I'm going to update an existing field. And I'll pick it and it says on campus. And then I say then I forgot.
Whatever you type in that box.
And then whatever I type in the box is what it is. Thanks. Okay. So, and it's quotes, right? Single quotes. I need single quotes? I think so. Try that. Okay. So whatever you type in that expression, I'll open that up again. Here's my field calculator. It's that little abacus. I only want these 9 ones that I've selected. And I don't want to create a new field. I want to update an existing one. And I pick on campus. And whatever I type in this expression is what gets typed in. So if you want to put a text string, you put it in quotes, single quotes, if you wanted to make them all the number 9. Oh, see, it's still a text field. It won't like it. That's why it's red. I can't, if it was an integer field, like if I was really going to do something dumb and try to update my ID, like don't do that, but right? Then it would let me type in a number.
That's the numeric field.
If I tried, oh no, it won't let me. See, it says don't do that, lady. Smart. Okay. So if I had picked a numeric field, I don't have one, but I can put a number. Otherwise, it's single quote. All right. So now this is all thing, and now I have to save my edits. Okay, and you will notice here that this is a separate window. This is not a window inside your thing, like Arc, where everything's docked. This is an actual like windows. You now have two QGIS windows, and you can open lots of these of the same attribute table and accidentally dock them behind something and then be very sad later when you are trying to close. Okay, so that was Q. Any questions?
Is there a way to clear the selection?
Yes. In Q to clear the selection. Okay, so if you're in the attribute table, there's this button that says deselect all features from the layer, and it's got a red circle with an arrow, which looks like it's going to be a delete, but it's not. It's
Curious button program.
I'm gonna be in the button. Excuse me, show us how you added.
you know what? I need to move on. Sorry. Okay, so in Arc, it's going to be something really similar. When you are in here, you right click and open the attribute table. You can see, okay, this is where it gave me fit. So I'm going to save my back here in Q. I'm going to save my project. I've saved my edits. Okay. I'm going to stop editing and I'm going to save my project. I'm going to close it. This Arc will not like these things. As you can see, Arc did not like that we added something else. I'm going to close it and hope for the best. And open it. Yeah, see, it won't show. It's not showing that we added a field because Arc does not play nicely with things that were lost. So I'm not actually gonna add another field to Arc because I think everything will explode. But what you would do is you turn on the editing. You would, at the top of your attribute table, it's similar where you're looking in the attribute table for the menus. You're gonna add a field and then calculate field, something different. If you're not editing, that calculate field turns off. Again, remember, we had to add this button, this toggle editing. So otherwise, if you don't add this button, you can just write whatever you want. It's free for all. One thing though about Arc is that when you are in an edit session, if you look over here in the table of contents, there's this pencil and it shows you all the editable layers. So if you had a whole bunch of things, you could just set this, you can right click and make this the only, at the very top, make this the only editable layer. So you can't accidentally edit the NHD hydrology while you're just trying to add a stream. Don't ask me if I've done that, but yes, I have. And right, so you want to pull, and there's some ways you can put some checks and balances for yourself. Okay, so I'm sorry, I am gonna go through a select by attributes though, because I want to show you up here under your map, select by attributes, because I want to show you the difference between these selection windows. So it's very similar in that you are building yourself an expression, but the thing looks differently. You can make a new selection. These options are all available in Q as well. New selection, and then the expression's kind of made for you. So from campus food, where, pick a field. Okay, so we want to know if the description is null. Right, so it's a pick down list instead of typing in your own thing. You got the field name and then this, and it's kind of a little bit of a dumbed down version of actual SQL. So begins with, or does not include, or ends with, like all of these things are things you can write in SQL. And in expressions in QGIS as well. So it'll just, if you want to do is equal to, then it gives you a pull down list. So you can pick the blank one, or you can, if I knew which one of these I wanted, I just pick one. Right? And then you hit apply and something gets selected. Okay. I have 5 minutes. Show you super quick. Just gonna show you. Map. This is all our map. Insert layout. Okay, you pick it. Dock it up at the top so you can see. Okay, and then in your layout, so now you have the layout. Activate the layout. Your ribbons change. Add a map frame. Not a new map layout. That's your layout. Where you edited everything. You want a map frame. And then it'll say, oh yeah, which one do you want? You've got a bunch of maps. Take this map, draw it in there. And you've got a map. And here, up here are all your buttons for scale, legend, and everything, if you want to do. There's so much I want to show you about that, but I won't. In Q, which is closed. In Q, same thing. While that's opening in catalog, your layouts are here. You can make lots of layouts. You can have lots of maps if you want. You can make inset maps. You can make as many maps as you want. Store them all on the project. They're over here. Okay, recent projects. There you go. Project. New print layout. New print layout. And you have to give it a name. My layout. Okay. And then you've got a thing. Oh, and I have so much trouble. Okay, so this zooms to the full extent, and then you add a map. It's a map with the add. It's very similar, just different picture. You add it. It renders it. Here's your map. And up here, oh wait, along here, here's your legend, scale bar, north arrow. 3 minutes.
Yeah, so someone wanted to know Somebody wanted to just get your opinion on pros and cons, rough overview of these two programs.
Okay, rough overview of pros and cons. First of all, it's amazing that we live in the future. I just like, both of these are amazing. I think the pros on Q, besides being free and open source, Q deals very well with a lot of different data formats. Like, it's really flexible. You can drag things in. It's really easy to connect to databases and external sources. Arc, I think I really like, it's their proprietary data source is a file geodatabase. And so that's kind of what keeps me over there, because I think that's a pro. And I think they deal with maps a little better. It's easier to make an inset map, although I haven't worked with it much. So in Q, so I can't really say that because I haven't done a lot of work. I have seen incredible cartography from both software systems. So I definitely a tie on that. And I think it's just what you're used to at that point. But I mean, there are some things that Q does better. There are some geoprocessing things that are faster. And there's some things that Arc does really well, like if you're a standalone if you're a small county and you don't have somebody who's a full stack web, whatever, you've got ArcGIS online and all of this is integrated. So I think that's a plus over there. So I think it depends, but they're both, I mean, I think they're both really terrific. And that's time. So, but if you guys need to ask a couple questions, we'll stop recording. Thank you everyone who showed up. I really appreciate it. Sorry I didn't get to everything. I will take that under advisement for next time.
And I'll plug, I put a link in the chat for folks to look at our upcoming workshop schedule. We've got a lot of stuff for this quarter and we're starting to schedule for next quarter. So if anyone is interested in presenting, come talk to one of us on council. And we're happy to have, folks present any skill that they have. So, but yeah, otherwise keep joining us. We're here until I tell you we're in another spot. So.
I have a question. The link to the recording from today and the PDF that you mentioned, will that be sent out or is that housed somewhere already?
So the PDF, I think, should be in the online materials folder that Naomi put. If it's not, we will make sure that gets there. And then the recording for today's workshop, we will put on our YouTube channel with our other recordings. I tend not to get to those until the end of the quarter when things calm down. So yeah. I haven't put the previous ones from this quarter up yet either, but check out our YouTube channel. It's just Map Time Davis. You can search on YouTube and find us pretty easily.
Okay. Can you drop that link in the chat? I didn't follow it because of the.
I will do that. I'll put that link in the chat right now.
Alex very helpfully hid the controls, so I stopped having to move them around, but I don't.
So that tiny URL link in the chat is the one. All right, so thanks everyone. I'm gonna stop recording now and we will have our question frenzy in the room. Thanks for joining us.